population of the like a certain percentage of the population does heroin, like does things that are like plenty unhealthy. Does that mean that that's what we should be like promoting in advertisements?
But that's also completely different.
That's very different. I don't
because
understand
like heroin you can get
and
addicted to,
being
but like
larger.
when you're also obese, some people are just naturally born like that, and when they grow up, they just can't get out of it because that's what they've been born into, and that's all they know.
Or chronic illnesses,
or
you
they
don't have the
literally
ability to lose weight.
Yeah.
PCOS.
But
a lot of women know about that. Eating disorders, binge eating disorders, those can stem from other places that aren't addiction to food. It can come from serious shit that happened in your childhood, and you rely on this to help you. It's an illness, agreed, but it's not completely the same as things like a cigarette. They're two definitely illnesses, definitely substances, but they're two very different things.
Well, I think the cigarette comparison is actually quite apt because we've taken steps to stop cigarette advertisements.
Yeah, good point. Because we have, okay, so we saw that, okay.
Let me just add one thing really quick, and then I'll, and I think you can actually make the argument that obesity is a much bigger problem now than cigarette smoking. It's a far greater cause of early mortality. I haven't looked at the stats, but I'm pretty sure more people die of obesity than of like lung disease from smoking.
Yeah, sure. So if we talk about like the United States, go back 50 years maybe, and a vast majority of the population smokes. Everyone goes along with it. It's glamorized, it's normal, it's, people can't help it, whatever. We finally have research that shows how bad it is for your health. And then we go on decades-long campaign that takes a long time to get smoking out of Calvin Klein ads, because it's not, it's not something that should be glamorized. We put education in school so people understand how bad it is for you. And now we know that being overweight and obese has similarly catastrophic effects for your health. Why are we not on a campaign now of like encouraging people in every domain to avoid having this lifestyle habit or something like that?
I think we definitely are encouraging it, just like we encourage people not to do heroin.
Is putting an obese woman on a billboard of Calvin Klein?
I don't think it's encouraging you to want to be fat.
I don't think it's, no one's like,
oh,
I'm
going
to
to
be fat.
It's not discouraging it.
Well, I think it's more about...
if you're a fat person, never do you see an image of another fat person and say, thank God there's another fat person. I feel so great about being fat
I thought
now.
you guys just told me, though,
No,
that was
I
the
didn't
whole
say-
point
no,
of having
no, no.
overweight women in
No,
advertisements.
it was about
comfortable.
I'm
I
not
thought
the
you
only
told me
one.
that.
No, it's about showing that, you know what, other people can do this and they can be pretty and you still feel like shit. You still feel like shit.
So if the ads don't do anything, why do we have them up there? If it doesn't make people who look like that feel
them. I don't know. I'm not an obese person, so
I have to think. I do think they want to feel included. I do think they want to see that image of themselves, and I do feel like
validation.
And I do think that makes them feel good to see it. And on your point, I do agree. On a health standpoint, we shouldn't be promoting that. But it's like, where is the line where when people are being called unbeautiful or not beautiful, like, and we're supposed to agree with them and say like, okay, you're not just because you're overweight. But yeah, on a health standpoint, I do agree. Like at that sense, yeah, it's not healthy. So like, where, how do you market that and get someone to be like, I feel good and it's okay for me to be that way? Or they feel like shit at the end of the day.
I agree that I don't think like shaming people, calling them ugly is a way to make people healthy. I do strongly feel like to get to health, to like get to a healthy weight, it has to come out of self-love, not self-hate. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, like, the more that we say it's okay to be obese, you can feel welcome and included in like American society being obese. I just, I don't know if people understand how diabetes, you can lose your limbs when you have diabetes. It's something that I just don't think
it's not a choice, though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just
really
end
not.
up with diabetes.
I think but I don't know. I don't think 60% of Americans have no choice but to be obese. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there is room there it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of motivation, but demotivating cannot be helpful.
Ultimately, look, the whole thing, some people have health, there's genetic predispositions, but for the vast majority of people who are overweight, it's calories in, calories out. It's about choices. So I have mild hypothyroidism. That makes it more difficult for me to lose weight. But ultimately, if I'm not adhering to a strict diet, I'm going to gain weight. So